Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Nordschleife 70. Is it the 70? That's what everyone's calling it. Hang on. Let me just double check. Nordschleife 70. Yeah, that's what we're calling it. 70 minutes of pure racing between GT3 and GT4 class races. Looks like a few people are messing up their laps already, and we have some GT3 cars restarting, including Perry here, who's just immediately restarted. Let's see, who is the first man on track that we can catch here as they... look who it is. Ferry Schreider would have won the championship event in Zandvoort 2 days ago, had it not been for fitting dry tyres on a wet track. Oh dear. What's going on with my... There we go. So, he's not been going at it for 11 minutes. That's just how long it was since he sort of crossed the finishing line in practice, I think. Nürburgring Nordschleife, of course, one of the most famous tracks in the world. Not the longest, but it's one of the longest. Or one of the longer ones, as Schreider gets a big tank slapper, and that's going to be the end of that lap. So next up, it is a Ferrari and a McLaren, a 488 GT3. It's the first time we've seen one of those in a little while. Followed closely by a McLaren 720S. This is just the qualifying, so only a matter of time before we find out who is going to be the fastest. It's a half-hour qualifying session as German in the Ferrari has gone wide, and that's the end of that lap. Mistakes are punishing around here, obviously due to the length of the track. That means Kvasov, let's see what his full name is, Artem Kvasov, the 888 McLaren is currently the first man who could set a lap time here. He's only about halfway through the circuit at the minute. Number 2 GT3 is Beltoft. There he is. That's not GT3, that's a GT4. I think that's a different class, what that means. Yes, okay. Number 2 GT4 is Beltoft. There's a number 2 GT3 apparently. GT4, oh, he corrected himself. So that is indeed... Hello there. You have about 7 minutes before the GT4s will be allowed out onto the racetrack. At the minute though, it's free reign to the GT3s. There's not many GT4s actually. A handful compared to the GT3s. Got a few extra drivers here, including Fabian Krebs. We've not seen him for a while. Who else have we got here? Taylor. Don't recognise that name. Really? Why have you got that sponsor? Okay. Messier driving around in an M3. Giving up the McLaren by the looks of things. At least for this round. Another M3 in the form of the number 140, driven by Koenig. Ricard Koenig? Ricard? Slovakian, I think. Who's that? Max Dabrowski. Almost Max Wazowski. Mike Wazowski, almost. Oh, something I almost forgot to do. Performance mode. There we go. Next up the line, Ukatakea Guatam, just as he has an incident. And now we're back at the start of this. There's Gurman going for it again. As well as Schroeder. Bit of on-track fighting between Sabenko, the Estonian, and the old gold number 911 M3. He's just made a move past the Brains. With Jero Lopez, a Brazilian. Andre Ladera in a Bentley, the only Bentley I think. Possibly the only Bentley. Yash Singh? Yasser? On the big main straightaway down towards what would be considered the start-finish area. You can see the just to the right there is the public access roads for when the track is used as a toll road. Have a bit of fun on. Putting the wrong buttons. Duck AMG. Let's see if we can find the duck, shall we? Does anyone have a time on the board? Wolf and Sinog have put the first laps on the board. 8-minute 18 and 8-minute 20. Who's going to be next? Sam Green? He will be getting that. Nope, not him. Ah, the map is very difficult to see. Gurman? Nope. Roscar? Nope. Delta, lap time. It's very difficult to keep track of who's where. So apologies, I'm going to have to be zooming between the different times. And see who actually has times. Cyril Fleury? I think that said he was Swiss? Yes, Swiss. I keep pressing all the wrong buttons. There we go. That's the one I wanted. Interior camera. Dash cam. Approaching the final section. We'll see where the Swiss driver can go. Oh, a little bit of a slide. Onto the Nürburgring, across the line in just a few moments, and it's an 8-minute 24. Overall times. So, let's see. Who will be next? But Mayo has not managed a time, or maybe he's just gone around. Ladera has the best time now, an 8:13.107. Quadro Rao looks like he's just started a lap time here. Borshakov and the 696 McLaren coming around the final section. A minute and 30 seconds remain until the GT4s will be allowed to the track. Borshakov now takes provisional pole with an 8-minute 11.665. And Lopez goes 5th. Sabenko in the M3. He's got Brains behind, but he's going much slower. Possibly a bit of track learning going on here. This essentially means that the drivers have 2 laps left. 2 full laps of this track, as Sabenka, I think, got the final chicane just a little bit wrong there. Possibly brushed to the wall on the exit as well. Where's he gonna go? P4. So not too bad. Here's Brains. And going very slowly. He's definitely going either into the pits on this lap, or he's going for it now. Let's see if he gets a time on the board. He does. It's miles off the pace. Dabowski in a very fetching looking Porsche. Meanwhile, the GT4s are starting to make their way out, including Gustav Beltoft, a Dutch driver. Nice, first time we've seen the GT4s in action. Meanwhile, Dabowski. The finishing line is within sight. And it looks like he's driving an older version of the 911, but I could be mistaken. Looks like he's going a slightly slower than he would like. Across the line in just a moment's time, and he's miles off the pace. That's not the duck livery. That's a 2020 style F1 livery. Let's try and find that AMG. That duck AMG. That's the one we were just on board with, I think. Yes. Petri? Is that a duck? Doesn't look like it. Oh, it is a duck, okay. I thought it was going to have like a yellow duck bill or something, but no, rubber ducky on the side. There we go. Jonathan Petri. Yellow flags. $18 minutes remaining. Adrian Sandgreen, meanwhile, and the Audi R8. He will be approaching the main straight in just a few moments' time. Yellow flag for the 173, and he's back into the pits as Sandgreen going slightly wide. And we get to the budget carousel. Careful not to lose the rear end of that. Pardon me. That came out of nowhere. It's the last thing you want to hear, but sometimes the body just doesn't want to behave. Anyway, onto the main straight. Good 2 or 3 kilometers at least this straight. V10 engine singing. There we go. Hear it a little bit better. Bright pink. You'll know or something. I don't know what that is. If it's Victoria's Secret or something like that again. Ugh. Don't know. It looks like Luffy on the side. Is that his name? Guy from One Piece? No, it looks kind of like him, but it's not, I think. 18.2 seconds off the pace. Really adds up here. Selken, 15 seconds off. Selken, that's a name we've had before. It sounded familiar. Fasov and Sinog on the final straight. The main straight. Approaching the final sections as Fasov almost losing the McLaren. Not what you want to have happen, so he could have lost a few tenths there. 10 seconds off the pace. Sinog, meanwhile, across the line. Can he improve? He does. Up to P7. Meanwhile, the GT4 cars rather, just starting their laps. Adam Braddock in the leading Porsche Cayman. It's a shorter version of the track. We're missing out much of the stadium section of the Nürburgring GP. GT4 obviously slower than GT3. Meanwhile, it would be nice to see who is exactly behind him without having to fling through every single driver in the pit lane. Messier. Is he? That's not a word. Well, it is, but 26 minutes on the clock. It looks like he's going to get one good attempt here. I think he's invalidated, potentially. Can he actually get a time on the board? He has got a time on the board. 12 seconds off the pace. 8 minute 22. So there's that at least. 261. Let's find him. 261 is Ladera in the Bentley. He's about half a second up, but it's not a huge margin, especially because the gap in front is now 3 seconds. He was the fastest driver at one stage. Has he just clonked the wall? No, he didn't. It was very close. Fastest time on the board is now an 8 minute 9.7. He has actually picked up another second rather. So he's now slightly less than 2 seconds off the pace, but is it enough? Is it enough indeed? Who is out on track at the minute? I think it's mostly just GT4 cars. No, we've got Brains. One of the few GT3 cars still on the track. 140 also does not have a time on the board. Is that about to change? Yes, it does. He takes P4 for Richard Kunik. So Brains has a lot of work to do. Can he improve? Well, he's up 7 seconds, but he needs to improve a bit more than 7 seconds if he wants to be in for a chance of actually being somewhere. Oh, he's just had a spin. That's not what you want to have happen. Roof 53, his PC is broken. Who's Roof again? I don't remember who Roof is. But unfortunate that you've been denied the opportunity. Brains might get the opportunity to go again, but I'm not entirely sure. 7 minutes of qualifying left. That would be enough time to get around the GP circuit and then cut through the thingamajig, but I don't know if you're allowed to do that. It might be out of the rules. Someone else has just gone out onto the track, I think. A couple of the GT3 cars. Oh, no, 722, that's a GT4. 88 is also a GT4. That's an Aston Martin Vantage. Leaving it rather late to start a lap here. And at this rate, the GT4s are going to start ahead of some of the GT3s. I don't think that's how it's going to be done, but a couple of these drivers have not managed to get times on the board. Apologies for the cars looking strange. It is not a brand new Ferrari looking thing, it's a Porsche and a BMW that have fused together. Justin Leufert Fragile Val and Meek Haska have not yet managed to get times onto the board as of yet, and I think they won't get the opportunity. Yasha Singh also not managed to get a time on the board. So let's jump to the leading GT4, Gustav Beltoft. And the Cayman. What a little rocket ship this thing is. It's looking very planted. Main straight, just a couple more corners away. And at this rate, I don't know what his time is going to be, but it could end up being better than the worst GT3 time so far. The 227 Alpine has had an error, is out of quality at now, I think. Meanwhile, the Mercedes AMG GT4 also onto the main straight. I think it's not been a good session for the GT4s. A couple more of them have had to, what's the word, restart, abandon. Beltoft, meanwhile, throwing this little Cayman around. Very nicely done indeed. Onto the start-finish straight, and where is he going to go? 9 minutes 3 seconds, so he's 1.5 seconds shy of the slowest GT3 car. Which is a Porsche that's currently fused with a Ferrari. It's the GPX Racing Porsche in the blue and orange Golf colours. Oh dear. Meanwhile, the 88... well, the 104 has beaten Dubowski and put quite a considerable margin between himself and Beltoft. Meanwhile, the 17, Radek in the other Cayman, will be onto the main straight in just a few moments. What looks so good? The fused cars or the GPX Porsche? 2 minutes and 50 seconds remaining. I'm not sure anyone else is going to get a lap time in here. It's probably too late for the 88. He's going to start down in 35th. Or perhaps even dead last if the GT3s are given the opportunity to start ahead of him. Make your mind up with the cameras. Start finish straight, Radek. Finishing line right there, and it's an 8:58, so it's P26. Still behind the AMG, but that is a good lap time, and I think that is all she wrote. Currently, the 88 is the furthest along, but still, more than half of the track remains. I don't think he's going to get the opportunity to set a lap time here. This track is called the Green Hell for a reason. One mistake and it's all over. Dark Livery and Victoria's Secret Livery were designed by the same person. I don't know. Some people... Ooh. Valentine. That's our Valentine. Not to be confused with a synth detective from Diamond City. This is Reese Valentine, his long-lost cousin. Driving around in his Vantage, 30 seconds remaining. I don't think there's anywhere near enough time. Even with the 3 minutes extension that the qualifying sessions get. Three minutes is a tall order. It would be nice to know exactly where he is. Qualifying has expired. Oh, he has plenty of time to finish the session. It's a 9-minute wait time. So, should be enough time for all of these drivers to finish their laps. There's another car out on track. It looks like one of the GT3s. No, it's just another of the GT4s. Dvorak in the Alpine. Does he have a lap started? I'm not sure. Beltoft and Deshi. Number 104. Oh, Beltoft is calling it. He's not going to be finishing his lap there. So Valentine looking to get a time on the board, as is Dvorak. Where can Deshi go? He's already the leading GT4. Can he improve at all? Put a bit more time between himself and Radek. And potentially even Valentine. Who knows where Valentine's going to go if he can keep it clean. He's not kept it clean. Oh look, it's the YouTube corner. I think. Is it the YouTube corner? I'm not sure. Valentine's losing it. Valentine is not setting a lap time today. I think the YouTube corner is actually just up here, but that is terminal damage for this qualifying session. Valentine out. So where can Dvorak go? He's still quite some way behind. The Alpine, I don't imagine it's going to be much faster than the AMG. Seven minutes rather. 7 minutes, slightly less, until qualifying properly ends. Beltoft 5 seconds up on his previous lap and then threw it away in one corner. Viersifen. I should know how to pronounce that better. I did take German in secondary school, but then again, I've not exactly needed the language much. I mean, I can say things like Panzerkampfwagen, Krankenwagen, Naturwissenschaften. What else? Vorsprung durch Technik. Sonderkraftfahrzeug. Oh, is this the YouTube corner? I'm not entirely sure. It is the YouTube corner. It didn't get the YouTube angle though. Personenkraftwagen. Oh, there was a really complicated one. Oh, what was it called? Double clutch. Double clutch gearbox in German or something? Doppelkupplungsgetriebe. I love German. Such a literal language. Ah, of course. Butterfly. Oh, what else is there? So the word butterfly in Japanese is cho.
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 Cho. What is it in French? Papillon. Oh, it sounds like a dog. What is it in Spanish? I think it's papilla or something, isn't it? Well, I found Swedish by mistake. Fjäril.
Fjäril.
That sounds kind of musical in a way. Spanish. Mariposa.
Mariposa.
Yeah, then we have German.
Schmetterling.
Schmetterling! Schmetterling! I love this language, man. Deshi is not going to improve by much, if at all. No, he does not. 25th place, but given that he's GT4, I reckon he's going to be down the order somewhat. Who knows? Maybe not. At the front of the field, though, the BMW of Jonathan Perry with Porshakov and the McLaren in P2. Ladera and Kunik on the second row, Schroeder and Sparks on the third row, Zabenko and Diaz, Sinog, Ibarola, Wolf, Romeo, Lopez, Taylor, Krasov, Messia, Fleury, Selkin, Sandgreen, Petri. Similar names: Crobat, German, Roskar, Brains, Deshi, Radek, Dubowski, Beltoft, Krebs, Vorinen, Guatam, Sherlock, Dvorak, Singh, Valentine, Lufert, Rao, and Hasaka. That's all 38 cars with one minimum pit stop. Mandatory pit stop, rather. 2 minutes and 30 seconds, give or take, until the session begins. That's how you get rid of the buttons. So Perry will be leading them away. A 50-second pit stop around here is going to... Well, a pit stop around here is going to cost around 50 seconds, which will be a chunk of the lap. Who knows how well the undercut is going to work around here, or an overcut, who knows? It's such a long circuit. It's anyone's guess. Beltoft. Let the mayhem begin. Hope he doesn't die. You're surrounded by GT3 cars. I don't know why you've been put at the back of the field. Like they do in WEC and IMSA. They make sure that the slower GT cars don't get mixed up in the faster ones. Like, I'm pretty sure when GTE was still in IMSA, they were running GTE in GTLM class and GT3 in GTD. And I'm pretty sure the GTE was ahead of GT3, because GTE is faster than GT3. There's a lot of GT. Ugh. It was even worse in the late 90s. It started off with like GT1, GT2, GT3. Don't know why we can still hear engines roaring when there's no cars running around just yet. 1 hour, 10-minute race around this track, which means it's probably going to be 4 or 5 laps. 6 or 7. 8 if we're lucky. 15 seconds to go until the rolling start. No formation lap around here, it's way too long. Duck AMG for the win. Who knows? Got a lot of work to do. And here we go. Formation start. Gotta make sure all the cars stay together. With Jonathan Perry in his blue and yellow BMW M3. I think it's meant... It could be meant to be a Ukrainian flag, I'm not sure, but if it is, good on you, mate. Alongside Porshakov in the McLaren. And then we have a Bentley in P3, which is an unusual place to see one in this league. Final corner. Route. Last man out on track, still waiting to go through some of these corners. When are we going to see those green lights? Should be any moment now. There we go, green light, and I think Schroeder has just jumped the start. He's got a drive-through penalty already as we get underway. Porshakov taking the inside for turn 1. Is that going to stay on the inside? It is, because Ladera causes a collision between everyone. Let's get that helicopter view. That is chaos, without a doubt. There's another car gone round. We've lost him. Where was he? We've lost him. Chaos on the start, as was predicted. Schroeder down the field. I think he's restarted. Not restarted, just given up, maybe, with the drive-through. I don't know. Which means Porshakov into a healthy lead. Kunik behind now with Diaz in P3. All change at the front aside for Porshakov. Let's go back 30 seconds. Was that even the right one? No, it wasn't. Can't. Let me go back. Let me cancel the replay, please. I want to cancel the replay. Let me cancel the replay. Ugh. So irritating. Sherlock wins this? No, it's Dvorak who's winning, technically. He's in the pits already. On to the Nordschleife we go. With Sabenko fighting with Diaz. Estonian versus... no idea. It sounds... Spanish. Wolf in a lilac-looking Lamborghini. James Perry in the other blue and yellow BMW. And Schroeder down in 13th place, though for some reason it thinks he's 17th. Everything's all over the place at the minute. Let's try and figure out how the actual running order... I'm not trying to cheer this stream, thank you, phone. It's like Beltoft is fighting with his bigger brother, Leufert, number 2 of the number 3 Porsches. GT4 versus a GT3, but the GT3 pulling away in the straight. Right. Let's try and, let's go back to the race start if we can. So, we're going back to... where was it? Here. This was the incident at the start of the race. And as we can see, all just goes completely wrong. All over the place. couple of the GT4s made contact as well. It's irritating that the replay doesn't last as long as you would really like. Best viewers? What's that? I don't think that link's gonna be safe. Whatever that link is, don't click on it. I don't like it. Sinog ahead of Ladera. The Bentley, of course, losing positions at the start of the race for causing a collision, got stuck behind the driver that he pit maneuvered. Now trying to make his way past the, what's it called, Marlboro Ferrari. Oh my god. I just realised that I don't want to do this. 70 minutes. It feels like it's going to be a procession. Who's at the back there? Number 18. Going very slowly. Why is that? It looks like he's got very bad ping. But it's almost like he's driving, waiting for someone to catch up to him so he can grief. I don't know. More drivers into the pits meanwhile. Sand Green, Krebs and Gurman. Calling it. Beltoft has died. Hisaka also out. Brains out. Beltoft out. Or at least into the pits. Three BMWs in the top four, chasing down the McLaren at the front, the 696 of Andrei? Yeah, Andrei Porshakov. Diaz lost some positions elsewhere. Dera and Lopez have got past Sinog. I wonder when that happened. No idea. Was there contact? Sinog's the number 11. 11.261. Let's see what happened. What? Okay. Let's look at that again. What was that move? He goes into the grass. And then sort of forces Sinog. Oh my god, I don't know how to call that one. That should not have worked. Perry looking to try and overtake Serbenko. It looks like we've lost 7 drivers already. Perry. Looks like he had a slipstream and got past Serbenko. There's a bit of a snap. How would you have a snap going that fast and not crash? It's insane driving skill there. Porshakov finally completes the first lap. 8 minutes, 18 seconds. Looks like we've got some traffic ahead. Beltoft had to skip to the pits, rather, so he's back out on track. But he's going to be lapped soon enough. We have lost more than 7 drivers. Now Valentine has picked up a huge amount of damage to his Aston Martin. He's had a massive crash or something, and it looks like he's lost his splitter as well. For number 17, it doesn't look like he's had contact with anyone, so it's just something that's happened with him. Radek and Leufert having a little bit of a fight, but the GT3 is always going to win that one. Schroeder, having served his drive-through, is down in 18th now. Behind Dubowski. These are definitely 2 different Porsches. Dubowski's driving a 991, I think, and Schroeder's in a 992. I'm sure of it. Yeah, those are 2 different cars. Without a shadow of a doubt. And Dubowski not driving his particularly well if he's going that wide, though it could be because of damage. How many drivers do we actually have in the race at the minute? Let's look at the timing. We have 34 drivers apparently, but many have been lapped. So Brains is running 34th, but it says he's 31st. Perry is apparently 2nd. So the pole sitter did manage to get back up. Meanwhile, Koenig has had an incident or something. He was 2nd. Number 140. Race control. He hasn't had a crash or contact with anyone else, rather. Gives us a spreadsheet of contact between other drivers. I'm still wondering about this whole virtual safety car button I've got on race control here. I'm wondering what happens if I press it. If I say full safety car, does that really mean everyone has to slow down? I don't know. Beltoft, about to get lapped by Koenig here, has to get out of the way, does so. Could have been done a little bit earlier. Regardless, it's done now. Now he's going to be lapped by the bright green Ferrari of Rogerio Lopez. Sinog also catching up. Perry catching Porshakov. 1.9 seconds between... No, sorry. Looking at the wrong numbers. It's 1.9 seconds between Perry and Sabenko. It's 3.5 between Perry and Porshakov. And I'm wondering what nation is Porshakov from, whilst Kvasov has a 30-second stop-go penalty. Oh dear. How much can Perry close that gap? Who knows? Pressing the wrong buttons. So just doing a little bit of listening here. Oh, here's the duck car. Jonathan Petrie. And the Victoria's Secret car as well, running line astern. And it's a big gap between Sparks and Schroeder. He's up into 16th now. Thought he was going too fast there. Roscar has swapped his Porsche 911 for a BMW M3. Right, well that's the last of that. Let's go back to the leaders. And the gap has shrunk quite a lot. Porshakov could have made a mistake, or maybe Perry's just been that much quicker on this occasion. Oh, getting a little bit of a slide there. BMW catching the McLaren. Can Perry make it a BMW M3 on the top step of the podium? There's going to be 2 M3s on the podium at least at the moment. Some drivers have had to make pit stops already. We're seeing green next to their names, meaning they've made their mandatory pit stop. Other drivers are going to have to make theirs. Neither of these two drivers liking the mini carousel, or the budget carousel, whichever one you would call it. Carousel 2.0 is about to get onto the main straight, and here we go, flat out, for a good mile or so. Mile or more. I don't know how long it is. Is that gap closing? Maybe a little bit. 0.3 of a second between them, 0.2. The gap is closing, but I don't think Perry has enough time unless he goes for a dive bomb. I don't think it's going to be on this occasion. They're getting mighty close, though. Perry is definitely bringing the fight to Porshakov. He could make a dive bomb into the first corner here on the 3rd lap. He's got the slipstream. Headlights are on. It's gonna go around the outside. Can he outbrake the McLaren? He's not able to get the switch back there. Porshakov holds on to the lead for now. Diaz under threat from Ladera. Ladera? It's German. Ladera, I would imagine. Still the battle to be watching as Brains holding a yellow flag briefly. 67, a few corners before the main straight. Not sure if he's had a spin or what. Number 88 Vantage is running all alone. Meanwhile, the chicane approaching for the leaders. Into the chicane they go, and Perry still behind. Onto the Nordschleife they go. They're going to be stuck behind each other for a while longer. Ladera catching Diaz. Oh, and Diaz makes a mistake! Bit too much oversteer. Bit too much throttle. We saw the 140 making a mistake as well, going over the chicane rather than through it. A water chicken. I wouldn't call a duck a water chicken. Quite different. Oh, over the chicane for Schroeder. Oh, and onto the grass. Getting it all wrong. Around he goes. Unfortunately, this is not ballet, Mr. Schroeder. This is racing. I think Beltoft thought he was about to lose the rear end too. Fast off into the pits. And the 888. This is to serve its stop-go. And now he's going to be stuck for several... well, better half of a minute. Is that going to be enough time for Wolf to unlap himself? Maybe. He's currently running 31st. Valentine running 26th. But all by himself. I'm so lonely. So lonely. Meanwhile, the leaders still battling it out. Not really possible to pass around here unless you really are fighting for it. Borshakov is going to... not to... what's the word? Oh, no quarter? I don't know. I'm trying to use some different language and I just can't think of it properly. Oh, yellow flag. 676 Ferrari having a spin. Let's go see what's going on there. Can find him. German. Looks like he's got quite the rear end instability. We'll go back 30 seconds if we can. Oh yeah, got it all wrong. Into the barriers. Had to get going. His tyres probably a little dirty, which is why he was not getting the traction. Has there been any contact lately? 21 and the 1. Not too long ago, that was. 2 Ferraris. Wheel banging, probably. Yeah, better wheel banging. Salkin gets passed by Fleury. That was apparently the first bit of contact we had between two cars for 10 minutes. Nothing's happening. Well, there's no on-track battles, at least. Porshakov was about to have a spin there. Currently the only real battle on the track. I think Sabenko and Ladera might be having a... They're getting a little close, aren't they? Onto the main straight again. Can Perry actually make the move this time? He's getting close. He's making the move. He's going side by side. Has to take the longer way around that corner. It's going to be the longer way around the next corner. Oh, that's getting close. There is contact between the two. The leaders come together, and there is a massive crash. Perry into the wall. Porshakov keeps going with minimal damage by the looks of things. And that has now put Perry in quite the position. He's got damage into the pits. He must go. Porshakov into the pits too. Which means that the leader is now Sabenko, but not for much longer because it's going to be Ladera. No, he has to hold off for now. Finally, we have some action. Oh, and I think Sherlock has just retired. He was yellow flag, and I wonder if he's gone. No, he's just walked to the pits. We're down to 30 runners now. The number 201 of Wolf being the last car on the track. Oh dear indeed. Let's look at a duck, shall we? It's a shame it's not a Subaru. No one here's gonna get that. We'll go back and review the contact between the leaders once again. So that was the contact. A bump on the rear end of the BMW and the front end of the McLaren. Borshakov's back out already in 11th place. Perry also out. He's down 2 positions to Porshakov. Has he fixed the damage? Yes, he has. But that means the lead battle is not going to be theirs anymore. At least they've made the pit stop, at least. Sabenko and Ladera still need to make their pit stops. The Duck AMG is Verstappen's idol. No. Sun is going down. It will be night time soon enough. Around the 35-minute mark, maybe? I don't know. Maybe. Can the Bentley take a win? Be the first time we've seen a Bentley win. But then again, it's not the usual driver here. They're still fighting tooth and nail with Sabenko. How am I misinformed if it's a lie? What's your source? signed an NDA. In other words, you're talking out of your arse. Oh, number 111. Lopez has had a crash. Had a spin. Oh, that was close. Almost got collected by Fleury in the number 21 Ferrari. How fast is Lopez going to be moving? A lot slower than Salkin. At least at that point in time. Looks like he's about to be caught by Salkin. Oh, Salkin! Looks like he's not going to catch Lopez anytime soon. Not when he's making mistakes like that. Has he picked up permanent damage? That car looked like it was trying to go one way. I'm not sure. Could he have damage there? I mean, clearly the car is damaged, but does he have steering damage? Let's have a look on board. Is he having to keep the wheel to one side to keep it going in a straight line? Possibly. It's hard to tell. Surely it would be very difficult to control. And he's lost 3.5 seconds to Lopez already. Ladera losing touch to Sabenko a little bit. Not by a huge amount, but just enough that he could lose out on the slipstream. Should he get close enough again? However, he is catching now through the YouTube corner. No, not the YouTube corner. Sabenko thought he was about to spear off into the Armco there. Is this the YouTube corner now? Looks a lot more familiar. It is the YouTube corner. It is Ladera getting a little bit slidey through YouTube. Losing a couple more tenths, but still hot on the heels. Hot on the heels of the M3. German driving a British car, a Brit driving a German car. What have things come to? Budget, carousel, and two more corners and you're on to the main straight. Will the Bentley have the grunt? I mean, it's got a V8, but will it have the slipstream? Is it too heavy? Well, of course it's got the slipstream, and he is closing little by little, but is he going to have the ability to go around? Giving him a bump draft. Waiting until the very last moment, I imagine, to make a move. Let's go with the helicopter cam. And Ladera backing off. Unusual. Maybe he just doesn't quite have the ability to go past on the straight, and he's lost a few tenths there. Oh, Sabenko into the pits. So Ladera into the lead regardless. Some other drivers. Kunik is about to pit with 36 minutes of the session remaining. There's M4. Sinog. M3 rather. Can't speak. Sinog, is he into the pits? Yes, he is going to be into the pits. Taylor. And the Victoria's Secret Aston Martin. Into the pits he goes as well. as does Fleury. Looks like halfway through the race is the time that you're meant to be making your pit stops. That's not good. Is that damage? It is a little bit. Lopez into the pits as well. Selkin into the pits. What about Petri? He's going around the final corner now. Into the pits. He must go. Porshakov. Will he re-inherit the lead? I mean, so Ladera stayed out. He is behind Sabenko. Still within a shout, I imagine. Oh, I just heard a spin, I think. What's going on? I swear I heard a spin. No idea what that was. Meanwhile, we've got two cars merged together. Fleury and Sinog. Probet's just gone past. Perry is in 6th place behind Kunik, which is a place he was in not long ago. And he's lost a lot of time to Porshakov. Good 15, 16 seconds to the man he was fighting for first in. Sabenko, 69 seconds behind Ladera. The Bentley driver absolutely thrashing it. But is Sabenko catching? Are the tyres on the Bentley dead? Oh dear. Taylor has picked up a 30-second stop-go penalty. That's his race done, probably. Petri out onto the track behind Ibarola, but ahead of Schroeder and Lopez. He's going to have cold tyres, though. Newly fixed up cars. Roskar into the pits. Selkin pitting again? Beltoft into the pits. Dabowski as well. He's got visible damage. Deshi. Radek also pitting. Leufert. Which means Wolf, Guatam, Ladera and Diaz still need to make pit stops. Wolf, though, just starting to get onto the main straight here. Yellow flags for Guatam, who's having a bit of a torrid race here. He's got a lot of damage. I'd just call it quits, mate. Number 5 of Singh, also going quite slowly. 88, still low by himself. The 261 then, Ladera. Porshakov. 76 seconds behind, Sabenko 69 seconds behind, so he's not pulling away, but he's not being caught either. Okay, he has pulled away a little bit, but then he's lost some, so what's going on with Sabenko? He seems to be catching, I'm not sure, it's just all over the place. So it just depends how long of a pit stop Ladera is going to have. Perry ahead of Kunik. Oh, Kunik having a moment into the barriers. That's not what you want to have happen. He's still going. I wonder if that's how he lost P5 to Perry. Number 111 also having a moment or two. Schroeder and Ibarola having a little bit of a battle. And can Schroeder manage against the number 15 McLaren? Don't think it's going to come to anything just yet. Is he going to have the traction? Looks like it is. Can he make it around the outside? Yes, he does. Makes it into P11. That will be P10 at the end of the lap as Taylor has to make his stop-go penalty. Ladera still not being caught by any stretch of the imagination. How is he able to keep pace? Could be that the cars behind are heavily fuel laden. But it could also mean that the tyres just aren't as dead. He's got about 70 seconds. I think a pit stop usually takes about 50 seconds on this track. Well, in general. Number 111 having another moment. I think that was contact, maybe? Oh dear, Petri, the Duck and Lopez coming together. Oh dear. Not what you want to have happen at all. So we had no contact for 11 minutes at one point, and then we've consistently had a bunch of contact. Oh dear indeed. Ladera thought he just had an incident, but no, he is still 70 seconds ahead of Sabenko, the driver he was fighting at the start of the previous lap before Sabenko made his pit stop. And Ladera almost certainly going to be pitting now. Going for one lap fresher tyres. Will it be enough? Diaz also needing to make a pit stop. Sabenko, the first driver on the leading most driver on the field who has not got to make a pit stop. And that gap appears to have grown a bit more. 72 seconds. So here comes Ladera into the pits. E-I-E-I-O, however Matt Gallagher went. And so the time is now going to be coming down. But I don't think it's going to be enough for Sabenko. Diaz also into the pits. Manti EMA. Sabenko only now getting onto the main straight. He's going to be going as fast as he can. Foot to the floor. Only just into 6th gear by the sounds of things. The gap is 40 seconds and falling. Will it be enough time? We will go to Ladera. Still in the pits. Of course. That gap still falling. Sabenko entering the twisty bits now. Come on, make it clean, make it clean. Ladera making his way out. As Sabenko onto the start-finish straight now. There is Ladera. I don't think it's going to be enough time, because here is Sabenko passing him just as he leaves the pits. It was close, but in the end it looks like that the pit stop was 75 seconds. Oh dear. Porshakov now in P3 ahead of Diaz. So the McLaren, our once leader, is in the mix again. Perry in 5th. Decent recovery from where he crashed out. Crobat into the pits. I think he's the last driver who needs to make a pit stop. Taylor making his 30-second stop-go penalty here. It's going to absolutely destroy his race, unless he destroys it himself by slamming into the pit wall. No, he's going to go as long as he can. Okay. Wolf still needs to make his pit stop. He's going quite long as well. He's quite a way back though. We've not looked at the GT4s much in a while. I think Adam Radek is the leading GT4. Indeed, we only have 3 left. Both of the Alpines have retired from the race. So there's that indeed. 88 Vantage has also departed, which means we're down to 28 cars. Sabenko, his lead is coming down 2 seconds. It was 2.4 just a moment ago. Ooh, what was that audio pop? I've got a dry throat. Any battles we can watch? Schroeder to get past the Barola. Of course, we were watching that, didn't we? Lopez could make a move on Crobat in the coming minutes. Here's Wolf. Is he about to make his pit stop? He had a terrible race. He's normally pretty quick. But today, he is a nobody. Oh! The 104! The 104, a GT4, has also left. And I think... Oh! Squatam having a moment again. Oh dear. Did we just lose the number 2 as well? We have just lost another GT4 car. I think. The 104 is not there anymore. So the leading AMG GT4 vanished at some point. Was it a crash? I don't know. Meanwhile, it seems that here Guatam is behaving a lot like another Kartikeyan. A certain one who only ever scored a single point in Formula 1, I think. Actually, no, it would have been a bit more than that, because he finished 6th when they were scoring 8 points in the one and only Formula 1 race with 6 drivers in it. Yes, so that would have been... Oh, Guatam keeps going onto the grass. Come on, that's not how you drive. So it's 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, no, 10, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So he scored 3 points, I think. I can't remember. That's how it was back in 2005, the F1 point system. Guatam about to be caught by Sabenko and Ladera. And Ladera staring at the rear end of this BMW M3 once again. This time, though, he looks a lot faster. He could make the move here. Especially if Guatam gets in the way. Let's keep an eye on this. That McLaren gets out of the way, fortunately, for the leaders. That was almost went wrong. Ladera took a bit more curb on the inside than I would imagine as Sabenko. I keep thinking he's gonna go into the wall there. Looked like he took way too much curb. Thought he was gonna spear into the arm car. do a lot of what a tourist foreign does. My mouth is really dry. I've barely had anything to drink today. Still 20 minutes of the race left, so that's like 2 and a bit laps. I think we're about to lose another GT4 car as Beltoft had a moment. The first part as Sabenko, we move away for 1 second and the action happens. Sabenko has just made a mistake. Fortunately, we have this replay function. What happened there? Sabenko just got it a bit wrong, goes wide on the exit of the budget carousel, and succeeds the lead to Ladera. Beltoft, massive crash. Are we going to lose another driver? Possibly. I think all the action's happened now. .8:15.4, 8:17.6. Sabenko needs to try and drive quicker or he's going to be caught by Porshakov very soon. But if he's only catching by 2 seconds a lap, then he's got 2 laps. 2 or 3 laps. 8:12 for Perry. So he's absolutely flying, but it's not going to be enough. Rotam into the pits. Bit of a slide for Fleury. Taylor still has that 30-second stop-go penalty. He's going to have to make that penalty or it's going to get slung onto him at the end of the race. And he's finally coming in for it. Number 66, Taylor. No, I don't know why it's yellow flag. I can't really speak much anymore. My mouth is so dry. I didn't drink enough. It's my fault. Did we lose Beltoft? Yes, we did. So, Radek is your GT4 winner, because he's the only GT4 left. I think we lost a couple more drivers there as well. Race of attrition. We've lost more than 10 drivers. 13. It's quite an ouch. I'll speak up when something happens. But like right now, with the number 8 having an incident of some sort. David Sparks into the wall. His engine's off. What has happened here? Well, let's go back 30 seconds. See what happened. So he's having a nice little race, and then he just understeered into the wall, scraped along the barrier, and oh, I wonder if that's a wheel failure. He just went straight, and I do think that could be equipment failure. Lost steering. Oh dear. And he's still there. Did he give up? Number 66, Taylor. You know, I think he did. He's one of the cars we've lost. Taylor decided to just give up instead of serving the penalty. Wow. You're denying the person who designed that livery. Where's Petrie? Is the other... At least the duck car is still driving. Eights walked back to the pits. I think that will be all she wrote for David Sparks. It's not quite nighttime, is it? Like I thought it was meant to be nighttime at some point, but it's not really that dark. It's more like dusk. Or is it meant to be dawn now? Because I don't think it was actually night. Oh. Is AJT Mr. Taylor? Is that the number 66 talking in the chat? Let's see Taylor there. Okay. So the penalty. Ah dear. Unfortunate series of events. Sounds like typical video game penalties when you are the victim of an incident and you're the one who gets the penalty. Sounds like Forza Motorsport, actually. Oh! Bit of a drift for Schroeder. Porshakov gradually catching Subenko. Will it be enough to put the McLaren onto the second step of the podium? The gap is closing quite a bit. Is it closing enough though? I have a look at the lap times. Ladera an 8:10 in the lead. Subenko 8:16, Porshakov 8:14. So Porshakov is catching. Diaz 8:16. 8:12 for Perry. So Perry could still catch P4 here. but we're at best going to get 2 laps remaining. It takes about 8 minutes and 20 seconds to go around this track once. So with 2 minutes remaining at the end of this lap, it's definitely going to be 2 laps. Perry, I think, is the fastest driver on track at the minute. We'll have a look and see who's got the fastest lap. Nope, it is Ladera who's got the fastest lap. Perry's still going quite quickly, but Ladera, with that 8-minute 10, untouchable. That is bonkers speed. What? Got rammed. Extra repair time. Then got a 30-second stop go. Then got disqualified for serving the stop go because you didn't serve it in time, I guess. I don't know. That sounds really stupid. You have a stop-go penalty. Okay, here I am. I'm serving it now. You're disqualified. What? Why? Because you're serving the penalty. I don't know when the line was. I mean... So you crossed the white line then, and that's why you got the penalty. Oh! Diaz into the wall. Making a mistake, feeling pressure from James Perry. The Ukrainian M3 catching the budget Rexy. It's not quite Rexy, but it's almost Rexy. And I feel like Perry is about to get P4 here. It's going side by side. Has the speed down this large, almost straight, and he's into P4. I think Diaz's 911 probably picked up some bodywork damage there. It's going to be quite slow in a straight line, probably. You may have just seen one of the last moves for position here. Maybe not, because Porshakov is catching Sabenko. He's right on the tail end. Sabenko has just consistently been a slower driver than Porshakov. His best lap is still a second slower than Porshakov's best. Even his last lap was better than Sabenko's. And the door opening. Porshakov having a look, but not able to capitalize. Just waiting for that open door. Oh, early on the brakes. Having to go down one extra gear to use the engine braking by the sounds of things. At least that's how it sounded to me. Sabenko going wide. He's not driving so well. Oh, I thought he was going to go into the wall again. Porshakov flashing his lights. Perhaps it's a method of trying to say, get out of the way. You're clearly slower than me. Looking for every avenue of approach he can make, that he can take. Not able to go up any of them. It's getting so close. I don't know who is going to come out on top here. Porshakov is having his own share of mistakes. well as Sabenko. Into the proper carousel. Last time we actually looked at it, I think, in this stream. Tabowski is miles off the pace, 8:49. Oof. Looks like Diaz is coming back at Perry a little bit. Definitely still close. Not as far behind as I thought he was, as Porshakov having another little look. Oh, onto the gravel. Not too much onto the gravel. Still searching for any gap he can make a you know what? I'm just gonna shut him up. I don't know what I'm saying. Four minutes of the session to go. Of course, 8-minute lap. There's one more lap after this one, unless things go decidedly wrong, or I call a safety car or something, I don't know. Getting close. But is it close enough? As we go through budget carousel again. Sabenko has opened the gap a little bit. Not by much, but every little helps. And onto the straight we go. So, straight 6 versus flat plane V8. Sounds like a four-banger if you ask me. And Porshakov is catching in the straight line. He has the slipstream, he's moving out alongside the BMW, and I think this is all she wrote for Sabenko's campaign for P2. Or is it? Yes, it is. Porshakov moves ahead. Sabenko slots back in behind. And there we go, final lap. Sabenko, oh, I thought he conked the wall there. And considering that Porshakov was spun around at one point, the fact that he's still on course to finish in P2 is not a bad run. Look at the speed. Sabenko so much slower than Porshakov. I mean, Porshakov's best lap was last lap before this one was an 8:14. Sabenko was an 8:20. I think that's all she wrote for the battles as well. There's no one else who's really close enough to each other. As our leader with an almost 18-second gap. You know, to Sabenko's credit, he's still fighting. He's still close. He's definitely putting in some effort to try and take back that P2 if he can. Perry, meanwhile, has more or less secured P4 from Diaz. Sinog is miles back. He's safe to Fleury. Schroeder could catch Fleury, but I don't think he will. So it's a battle for P17? More like a battle for P18. Dabowski, I think, is going to overtake Radek here for P19. And yes, he does. Oh, he's overcooked it, though. That's not what you want to be doing. He's flashing his lights. Probably feels that he was impeded. Between cars number 6 and number 5. That was ages ago, though. Time has run out. This is the final lap. And Ladera's previous lap was an 809.9. He is absolutely flying. He's treating this like it's qualifying. If there were extra points, he would be getting them. He just needs to not push so hard that he causes a crash. Thought he was gonna go straight into the barrier there. And I think the battle between Porshikov and Sabenko is now over. Sabenko's just lost a bit too much time. However, Porshikov looked like he went into the grass a little bit there. If you look up the field, though, Dabowski has got back past Radek. And this time he's actually going to make it stick. Keep an eye on these two. Yeah, it's for the first race around the Nürburgring. I think it's been a little uneventful. That's just me. There has been some events, but it's so huge. I feel that there is a reason why not many people race on it anymore. Is Sabenko safe from Perry? That's a question to ask. Because the other BMW is catching. Not by a lot, though. Oh, especially if he's going into the grass. Don't want that. There's a light bar on the roof of the car. Of the BMWs, I just noticed. Never noticed that before. Schroeder and Fleury fighting for P8, no, P7, sorry. Could Schroeder make the move on Fleury? Potentially. He's got plenty of the track to go. Can he make it here? Going side by side. He's got the inside for some of these corners. Could this be it? He's got the nose ahead. Oh, just closes the door. Thought he was about to give himself a pit maneuver. Schroeder into P7. Decent recovery, I think, from where he started. Was down early on in the race. Already gapping Fleury by quite an amount. 1.3 seconds, give or take. so much faster. Behind them is a Barola, but he's not really close enough. I just saw a blue light. Is that a brake light or something? Yeah, blue light, blue visor or something on the Porsche. Where's that coming from? Hard to tell. This is actually getting kind of close. Sabenko is right behind Porshakov and Perry is right behind Sabenko, but in the end, I don't think there's going to be enough time. Ladera coming around the final corners. Onto the final straight. Ladera is going to make it. A Bentley on the top step. After 70 minutes, not the fastest lap, is an 8-minute 13. Porshakov, meanwhile, holding on to P2 ahead of Sabenko. Perry also not quite close enough. Has Porshakov just short-shifted? Possibly. In the end, I don't think it's going to matter too much. Because in the end, he's going to hold on to P2. Sabenko in P3. Perry, the pole sitter, has to settle for P4. Diaz, P5. Sinog in a distant P6. He's only just got onto the main straight. Schroeder coming through Budget Carousel with a 2-second gap to Flory, who has a 5-second gap to Ibarola. I think there's no other real battles on track, maybe? Oh, there's been an incident with Fasov. Could put him into threat from Kunik. Basia and Roskar having a little bit of a battle. Oh. Basia driving very slowly. What is going on here? Driving in the middle of the track. What is Basia doing? Has he got low fuel? Regardless, that is not how you drive. Let's go back up the field. We've lost Sainog already. But he was P6. Schroeder P7. Flory P8. Ibarola would be P9. And Petri in P10 in the duck car. He hasn't even hit the main straight yet. Where are all these lights coming from? That can't be right. I swear the GT3 cars don't have lights. On the roof. See the yellow lights on top of the pillars? Where are those lights coming from? Still waiting for everyone to finish. The last car who's going to finish the lap is going to be the number 17 GT4 Cayman, who is miles behind. You always think Le Mans is big. Nordschleife makes Le Mans look like petty, like a go-kart track. Petri, P10. And then Lopez in P11. Auxiliary lights, apparently, okay. And now I've lost track of where everyone is. I think Salkin was P12? I don't know. Very poor finish for Kunik. I wonder what happened to him. He was up in like P6 or something before, but now he's down in P18. it was definitely not P8 finish for Petrie. Let's see, there's no contact noted since 35-39. Adrian Sandgreen was another driver we lost. I just realised we haven't seen him for a while. No, it's just the game being funny. I think that is because people have left, yeah. We'll get a proper leaderboard at the end. I think Wolf is about to make an overtake right at the death here. Oh, Guatam. Indeed he is. He takes P15 at the death. Because Guatam almost a minute slower. Meanwhile, Roscott gonna take P something. Messiah going extremely slowly. I don't know what's going on with him. Has he got low fuel or something? I have no idea. No idea at all. I have no idea why he's going so slowly. Now Radek. Who's he ahead of here? He's ahead of Leufert somehow. Is he going to be able to hold on to the position ahead of Leufert? I don't know what position it is anymore. So many people have left that it's thrown the leaderboard into chaos. The GT3 is obviously going to be a lot faster, but is it going to be fast enough? No, he has to brake! He has to slot in behind. Can Radek hold on? Oh, Leufert has gone completely wrong. He overcooked it. Radek is going to finish in P18 overall, I think. That's an embarrassing move from Leufert. No idea what happened to him on that previous lap. Well, there we go. Petrie was P10. Ladera P9, 9-lap race. That's nuts. Borshakov P2, Tsabenko P3, Perry P4, Diaz P5, Sinog P6, Schroeder P7, Fleury P8, Barola P9, Petrie P10, Lopez P11, Krobat P12, Salkin 13, Fasov 14, Roscar 15, Messier 16, Dabowski 17, Radek 18, Leufert 19th on the track, Kunik 20th, Wolf 21st, Watam 22nd, Sparks 23rd. So Wolf didn't actually actually no, he did overtake Watam. Okay, it's nuts. Singh, Dechi had a drive-through penalty, which is probably why he left. Valentine, Beltoft, Sherlock, Gurman, Brains, Krebs, Sandra Green, Saka, Rao, Romeo, Metternich, Dvorak, Vorarinen, and Taylor, who was disqualified because stupidity on the game's part. And there was no admin to clear the penalty either. Oh dear. Oh, there we go, everyone. That is the race done and dusted. I'm gonna go drink some water now. Thank you for watching. Oh, and the game's just crashed. Thank you for watching, everyone, and we'll see you next Wednesday. Actually, no, I'm not available on Wednesday. So, at least I think I'm not available. Let me just check my work hours. Pretty sure I'm not able to stream on Wednesday. Which will be fun. Let's see. Yeah. No, that's Thursday. It's Thursday. I will be able to stream on Wednesday. Never mind me. I'm dumb. I can't read my own rota. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, everyone. See you next Wednesday for round 4 of season 5. Until then, thank you very much for watching, and good night. Meow.